Hey guys, EC Network here, coming at you with another video. My Adventures with Superman premiered last year on Adult Swim, having its first season that consisted of 10 episodes coming onto the air, and at the end of the first season, it kinda ended on a cliffhanger, teasing the big villain for Season 2, and when this show was first picked up, it was actually picked up for a 2-season run, so we all know that Season 2 is coming. It's just a matter of when is it coming, and we kind of have a little bit of a hint as to when it could possibly be coming. So back in September of last year, Josephine Campbell, who is one of the producers on My Adventures with Superman, said that the second season was being developed around the same time as the first season, and she also said that it will blow people's minds when it arrives. So if the first 2 seasons were having a side-by-side development and they were being developed together, and we got the first season on July 7th of last year, and it had its finale on September 1st of last year, I would say it's pretty likely that we're going to see the second season of this show in the not too distant future, and we'll get into a little predictions on that later in the video. But the next indication that this season is coming relatively soon is from Jack Quaid, who is the voice actor for Superman in My Adventures with Superman, and he posted on his Instagram page back in November of last year that Season 2 is in the can and it should be coming out soon, meaning that again, this is a second person who is in the know, who is working on the show, saying that it is done. It should be coming relatively soon. So if it was pretty much done in September, if it was in November completely done, I would say honestly we could see the release of this show any month now, any day now, really. I could see it coming out some point in March or some point in April or some point in May even. In all honesty, I think the window we're looking at right now for this series is probably, I would say at the absolute latest, that July, early July window that we got with the first season, but I would say more likely than not, we'll probably see this season come out in April or May or June. That's what I'm thinking. That 3-month window there is probably what we're looking at. The other thing as well with this show, I'm presuming that the second season is also going to be a 10-episode runtime or a 10-episode season length. We don't know that for sure, but I'm assuming since the two were picked up together at the same time, and given that Josephine Campbell, one of the producers on the series, said that they were being worked on at the same time, I would say it's pretty safe to assume that, yeah, these are both 10-episode seasons, so we'll probably have a 22-season run for My Adventures with Superman, assuming we don't get a third season, which, quite frankly, I'd be pretty surprised if we didn't get a third season, because the first season of the show was pretty well received and was rather successful at that on Adult Swim. The fact that the second season is being described as one of the producers to blow our minds, I'm assuming that she's not just saying that because she worked on it and is excited for it. The first season, as it was already, I felt like was really good, and it had some higher stakes towards the end of it, and it seems like that's all going to be stepped up to a completely another level once Season 2 comes out. Given that, you know, the first season was great, the second season more likely than not will also be great, hopefully, at least, fingers crossed. I'd be pretty surprised if this show didn't continue for a third season. She even mentions that herself, Josephine does, saying that there's nothing official on a third season as of right now, as of the, you know, interview that she conducted back in September. But if there is a third season, we'll be the first to know about it, because obviously they'll hopefully at least announce it when it does happen, because we've seen with Adult Swim that sometimes, and not even Adult Swim, it's more so Cartoon Network and Warner Brothers Animation in its entirety, because they're all kind of under the same umbrella right now at Warner Brothers Discovery, but we've seen at times that we don't really get clarity when it comes to certain series, if it's over or not, if it's going to continue or if it's been canceled. And I say that with a few coming to mind. For example, Mao Mao Heroes of Pure Heart was supposed to get a second season. Obviously that never happened. It seemingly has been canceled. Elliot from Earth just had its, you know, what was it, a 13-episode run, ended on a cliffhanger, and we never got the second half of Season 1 or Season 2 or whatever it was going to be. That show never came back and was never spoken of again at Cartoon Network. We've also had that happen with The Amazing World of Gumball, where it's supposed to get that movie. It's been 5 years since the show ended, and we still don't know when that movie is coming, although all indications are that it's coming at some point this year. And the bigger one that is more relevant to this topic today, being Adult Swim and My Adventures with Superman, given given that it's on Adult Swim, is Unicorn Warriors Eternal. And that's something I wanted to touch on in this video as well, is because Unicorn Warriors Eternal and My Adventures with Superman premiered back to back. Unicorn came first, and then My Adventures with Superman premiered a week after Unicorn Warriors Eternal concluded. Obviously, My Adventures with Superman's been confirmed to get a second season. Even after that, Adventure Time Fiona and Cake premiered on Max with its first season run, and it got a second season confirmed by Warner Brothers Discovery. What hasn't been confirmed to be getting a second season, but a second season was teased at the end of the show, was Unicorn Warriors Eternal. So I'm kind of curious if that's a series that will not be getting a second season because we haven't heard about it. If that's the case, in my opinion, that would be a shame, because I really felt like Adult Swim was building something with, My Adventures with Superman premiering on it. We had Unicorn Warriors Eternal premiering on it. Presumably more shows are going to go to Adult Swim in the future. I've said this in countless videos before, but I think the next Ben 10 is probably going to be on Adult Swim. I think that Total Drama Island, wherever that show is, because apparently it's aired its first 2 seasons in other countries already, I think whenever it comes to the US, it's going to air on Adult Swim. So it felt like Adult Swim was really building this kind of powerhouse of original programming, and we're getting My Adventures with Superman season 2. Hopefully Unicorn Warriors Eternal follows suit and that gets a second season. But for now, the main point of this video is that My Adventures with Superman seemingly is coming relatively soon. Like I said, I'd be stunned if we don't have news on this show within the next month or two, and I'd be pretty surprised if at the absolute latest it doesn't premiere by the first week of July, but I would bet that it's probably coming in April or May, maybe June at the latest. Anyways, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about all of this. Are you guys excited for the second season of My Adventures with Superman, and when do you think it's going to premiere based on the comments from Jack Quaid and Josephine Campbell? If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this from DC Network. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.